Hi, I'm Lauren Bush Lauren, and when I'm in Southfield, I watch 15 News.
Hello and welcome to 15 News. Coming up on this edition, the National Congress of Black Women holds a voter education mock election at a local Southfield middle school. Southfield holds a reception for its new police and fire chiefs. Local and national election results offer a glimpse of the political field for the next 4 years. And a local Southfield venue presents a smooth jazz soul cafe. We'll have all these stories and much more coming up next on this edition of 15 News.
Hello, I'm Chris Campbell.
And I'm Joanna Darby, and we welcome you to 15 News.
Hey, you know, Joanna, with this past election, voter education has been in the minds of many people, young and old.
Definitely. It's so important because there were so many people who in the past fought for voting rights.
Indeed, and a local group recently sponsored a voter education mock election in a Southfield middle school to stress the impact of voter education with young people. Let's check it out. Bernie Middle School is the site of a mock election day. Sponsored by the National Congress of Black Women, the event was part of a national initiative that encouraged young people to become engaged in the political process.
Today what's going on is that the students are coming down with their social studies classes and they are going through the voting process, a two-sided ballot, voting for president, voting for senator, judges, school board. They're really excited about it. They have their voter registration cards as well as their school ID so that they go through the process as realistic as possible.
Well, the students have been learning in their social studies class about the presidential elections and about the electoral votes and how all of that makes a difference in who gets elected, not only to the president's seat, but they also have been having lessons in regards to the other seats that are going to be on the ballot in November, in regards to local and city and state candidates.
Voting booths and sign-in lines were used to simulate the voting process as students received their ballots, filled them out, went into makeshift booths, and voted for candidates that appeared on actual Michigan voting ballots.
I learned how to vote myself. Since my father's a state representative, I learned how to vote using the ballot and going through the process of voting.
I learned mostly how to fill out a ballot and how to, fill out and check the candidates that you would like to pick.
While students learn the ins and outs of voting, educators hope that it would lead to them becoming informed voters in the future.
Well, one thing that I hope that they get out of the elections today is to understand what the voting process is like and to understand what the difference between the Democratic candidates and the Republican candidates and the platforms that they stand on. So they began to have a grasp of what the political agendas are of the different candidates and begin to understand that and the importance of selecting the candidate that's right for their community. I think it will impact them tremendously. And even though they're not at a legal age to vote now, they can begin to have those important and critical conversations with their parents and their relatives about the voting process and about issues that the candidates stand on. So it just begins to impact their interest in candidates and, like I said, the entire voting process.
I think it's something they will get excited about. They've been excited about this voting day, for the last few school weeks. We've had signs around the school. I think they're just excited to have their voice be heard. They've brought up a lot of good questions in class. They've, raised a lot of interesting types of, scenarios about voting. So it's just getting them excited. And they even said to me they can't wait to vote until 2018, but then someone else said, well, we won't be able to vote for president until 2020. So they're already thinking about that, knowing that when they're 18, it won't yet be a presidential election, but 2020 will when they are 20. So I can already see the excitement building, and I think that's something that's going to stay with them and just keep them involved, civically in their voting rights. I think it's that every voice, every vote counts. They definitely realize the impact that their voice has. We've been talking about it in class for the last couple days, last couple school days. They've looked at the ballot, studied the ballot. We've talked about why it's so important to vote. Every vote counts, and that's really something that all of the social studies teachers have been impressing upon all of our students here at Bernie.
As for the students we interviewed, they had deeper reasons why they felt becoming an informed voter was important to them.
It'll help me when I know how to vote, so as soon as I get up to the voting post, I know how to vote myself instead of asking for help.
I think it's important because when I get old enough to be able to vote, I won't be confused on how to fill out a ballot and turn it in and pick the candidates that you would want. Well, my grandmother is the mayor. She has been the mayor since 2001. And I think this is important because she's been in a lot of elections, so I need to know a lot about politics.
It's interesting to note that the results from the Boerne Middle School students' ballots mirrored actual results on a city, state, and federal level as they correctly chose the president, Congress, Senate, and judges. Now, to learn more about the National Congress of Black Women Oakland County chapter, visit nationalcongressbw.org.
It was an evening of recognition and celebration as Southfield recognized its new police and fire chiefs with a reception following a swearing-in ceremony. Newly appointed Southfield Police Chief Eric Hawkins and Fire Chief Keith Rowley were formally sworn in at a recent council meeting. The two men aren't new to the job, having worked in an interim capacity while the city decided on how to fill the positions. The appointments represent exciting times for both men and their respective departments.
Well, it's a really exciting time for our department and for myself personally. It's an honor to be able to work with the most respected firefighters in the state of Michigan, the Southfield Fire Department. I've been a part of for the last 33 years, and I've watched it grow into an amazing department with amazing people, providing the highest quality service to the residents here in the city of Southfield.
Well, it means a lot to the city of Southfield because public safety is very important. And I'm just proud to represent the police department and be a part of the public safety group in the city of Southfield.
Both appointees worked up the ranks of their respective departments, enabling them to have a good rapport with their staff and learn from their predecessors.
I've had some great mentors over my 33 years. Chief Jerry McGrath was chief when I first got hired, and he was on the department for a few years and then retired. And then we had Chief Chapman come in. He was hired in from Detroit and came in and brought some of the tradition that Detroit had to our department, and we got to experience that. And then Bob Ozias, Chief Ozias, took over from Chief Chapman. And then after Chief Chapman was Chief Healy, who I had actually followed through the department. He was my officer for many, many years. We went to medic school together. He's been an unbelievable mentor in my career. He brought a lot of great culture to this department in his tenure here, and I plan on continuing that and serving the community to the best of my ability.
Well, I've been with the city of Southfield for over 20 years, and I started off as a police cadet back in 1990. And I was one of the, I think, the second or third group of cadets to ever come through the Southfield Police Department. And a year later, I was promoted to the police officer position. And it's been a good ride. You know, I've worked in all the different divisions and different areas of the police department. I've had an opportunity to meet a lot of people in the city and to interact with young and old and the business community and just all segments. And I've grown a lot over the years. You know, I went from a 19 or 20-year-old young man to an older man now, and I owe it all to this city. You know, they provided me with a lot of the tools to grow, and I took advantage of those. Chief Joseph E. Thomas preceded me in this position, and he did a lot for the city. He worked here for over 20 years, and he placed this police department on an upward trajectory. We started off with, 20 years ago, did not even have computers in the cars. We didn't have canines. We didn't have a lot of the ancillary positions that we have right now. And Chief Thomas is responsible for a lot of those things. And so we thank him. I thank him for all that he's done for this city.
Both chiefs are looking forward to continuing the tradition of offering superior service levels to the community.
Well, the first thing I want to do is to solidify the core services that we have in the police department, and that is the patrol division and making sure that we can respond in an adequate time to calls for service. Second, I want to engage the community. It's important that we have outreach with all segments of the community. We can't do it alone, and it's going to be it's a priority of mine to make sure that we have officers in place, positions in place to ensure that we can continue to engage with the community. and work with the community to resolve issues in Southfield.
Our vision is to continue to provide the highest quality customer service, and that's what we're going to work on. We strive to be the highest quality service department in the fire service, and we'll continue to work on our customer service for the citizens of Southfield.
Elected officials were ecstatic over the appointments and are confident that from a safety perspective, the city is in good hands.
Well, this is a very, very important day for the city of Southfield. It's important to look at it this way. I think we're on something like our 7th fire chief, and our previous police chief served for about 20 years. So these are long-term appointments. This is our legacy as a city council. This is our legacy in the city administration. These appointments are going to outlast the vast majority of us in our current positions. So this is what we can give to the city of Southfield, a sense of safety, a sense of protection for the long haul. Which is what makes this so special and such a special occasion for Southfield. You know, I feel safe in the city of Southfield, and I hope most residents feel safe in the city of Southfield too. We have excellent services. Our response time is up to standard compared to the cities around us, and so that's an important piece of having a safe and thriving community, is knowing that our services are here to protect you. Now that we have 2 stellar leaders of each department, that's an important piece of it. And I think what's also important to note is that these 2 individuals grew up through the departments that they serve in. And so the fact that Southfield's best became the department heads of the departments that they're leading is a testament to what we do here in Southfield and the quality services we provide.
To learn more about both the police and fire departments, visit cityofsouthfield.com.
The sweet sounds of jazz, rhythm and blues, and soul music recently converged at an affair held at Southfield's Pi Banquet Hall. It was an evening that saw music lovers dressed to the nines to catch the Smooth Jazz Soul Cafe. The event, which was billed as a music concert and culinary excursion, was headlined by vocalist Darnell Kendricks, R&B chanteuse Marissa Rose, and smooth jazz saxophonist Phil Denny, all who are national and internationally acclaimed music artists.
Well, what's happening tonight is the Smooth Soul Jazz Cafe experience with Darnell Kendricks. He's a good soul music kindred brother of mine, and he asked me to be a part of the show tonight. And so I'm here as one of his special vocalists for this evening, and I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, tonight's all about the music. It's a soul experience. Darnell Kendricks brought in a great lineup of artists, not just the featured artists, but the back band as well. A great group of musicians from around the area. He invited me to come in from Lansing. We met just a short time ago, and it's a great experience. I'm proud to be a part of it.
The Smooth Soul Cafe experience, what that involves is, of course, the title of my last project is Smooth Soul Cafe. And the last show I did 2 shows at the African American Museum. I did one in June and I did one in January, and I love the venue, great venue. But the thing that I wanted to include is food, which unfortunately they don't have in that particular venue, and dancing. I've been blessed enough to have, although I'm not a dancer, I've been blessed to have my music appreciated by the ballroomers and steppers from Chicago to Detroit. So I wanted a place to include all of those elements. And I came here for an event several months ago, and after my last show that I promoted at the African American Museum, I decided to try something new. So the Smooth Soul Cafe experience includes food, music, dance, and strawberry lemonade, of course, which is my first project. So they actually have strawberry lemonade on the menu tonight just for me.
The concert reaffirmed that Southfield in general, and the Pi Banquet Hall in particular, can be a destination for high-class music and cultural events.
Bottom line is, when it comes to Metro Detroit, our banquet facility is really elegant and it's affordable. But most important, our food. Everyone, if you check it out, they rate it so high. It's not typical banquet hall food, and it allows us to separate ourselves from everyone else. Yeah, we do everything. Probably our #1 thing is weddings, but being in Southfield, we do a lot of corporate events. And then there's things like bar mitzvahs and Sweet 16 parties and just every kind of event you could, birthday parties, that's actually a big one. We have a lot of people turning 50, 60, 80, whatever, that they have birthday parties for too. So any kind of event you could think of, we do it here.
The artists who performed on the bill have all had banner years thus far and will look to make an even bigger musical splash in the very near future.
Well, this year I've had the opportunity to be featured on a song with R&B artist Ken on his Intimacy CD. The duet is called If It's Love, and I am on the original version that's found on the CD, and that's been really good. We were able to do the Tom Joyner cruise together and some other things, and I got an opportunity to do another duet with another local homeboy, Mr. Keith Washington. So that's slated to be out 2013. Hey, Marissa Rose is coming out with Love Is My Religion. It's going to be a very nice jazz, R&B, straight ahead, a lot of live musicians. Al McKenzie, Michael J. Powell producing, Malik Austin is also making an appearance on that album. I'm very excited about the music. Most of the songs were written by myself, with some co-writing with some local talent, so it should be really, really good.
My debut album, Crossover, just came out July 28th. I've been working with a local producer out of the Flint area, Nate Harrison, to deliver my first project. So this was the first opportunity for me to really get my voice on the instrument out there to the public. It's been a great ride so far. We're still continuing because we're in the infancy stages of the release, but very happy with the results of the initial single at radio push. We actually debuted on the Billboard charts at number 29 and have peaked so far to date at number 21. So it's just a great time, and happy to be able to finally share some music with the people.
I have a project that I am releasing in 2013. Spring of 2013 is the plan. And I want to do more of the same. You know, I was introduced a few months ago as an artist and a promoter, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize a promoter, but I guess that I am. This is promotion. And it kind of, I wouldn't say I got the promoter's bug, but I do have the inspiration to put events like this together. You know, real music, you know, drums, bass, guitar, percussion, saxophone, and create that environment where people come and they know they're going to get a quality, mature, even spiritual sort of an event that they can come to. And I believe that's my brand. I believe that's what I'm supposed to do. So I want to do more of the same.
To learn more about Southfield's Pie Banquet Hall, visit piebanquethall.com. Now, to keep up with music artists Darnell Kendricks, Marissa Rose, and Phil Denny, visit darnellkendricks.com, myspace.com/bold1records, and phildenny.com, respectively. After a very exciting election season that saw several engaging races on a city, state, and federal level, the results are in. Incumbent Democrat Nancy Quarles, who serves as County Commissioner for District 23, was elected to represent District 17 for her next term. She beat Republican Milton Dodson, who was running for his first elected position. The race was a close one for the 6 school board candidates vying for 2 open seats. In the end, it was Yolanda R. Smith and Nathaniel Lewis Jr., both incumbents, who were elected for the 4-year terms. Southfield attorney Deborah Nance was elected as a 46th District Court judge, winning over fellow local attorney Bill Cycli. Sheila Johnson, a current 46th District Court judge in Southfield, lost her race for a Michigan Supreme Court seat. However, Johnson will complete her second term in 2015 for the court that serves Southfield, Lathrop Village, Franklin Village, Beverly Hills, Bingham Farms, and Southfield Township. Representative Gary Peters, an incumbent for District 9, was declared winner of the newly drawn District 14, and L. Brooks Patterson secured another term for Oakland County Executive.
Cultural diversity and international flair were on full display as the city recently held a swearing-in ceremony for new citizens. Numerous citizens were welcomed to the country as the city once again hosted a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services swearing-in ceremony. The program was followed by a weekend presentation of the annual International Festival presented by the International Institute of Metropolitan Detroit.
Today we have started the International Festival. I believe that's a 4th year on the road in Southfield, but for us that's a 95th year of International Festival. We have hosted throughout the Metropolitan Detroit. Used to be, long time ago, used to be at Hart Plaza, Detroit, but we took this opportunity that got invited by the City Council, the Mayor, and the community. City of Southfield has proudly proclaims the center of it all, want to have an international flavor added to the community that, you know, it seems like it's more welcoming than any other places. So we're taking this advantage to bring the international festival, starting with the swearing in, with the vendors and performance that's going to start in a few minutes. So that's a celebration of our diversity.
Today we had about 100 individuals from 37 different countries. So that's pretty diverse. It shows you how diverse Southeast Michigan really is. So you need to be a permanent resident for a number of years. For most folks, it's 5 years. But if you came here and got your green card through your spouse, you only have to wait 3 years. And then you will file an application, pay a fee, go through a background investigation, and then we set you up for an interview. And since our office has jurisdiction for the whole state of Michigan, whether you live right down the street from our office or whether you live in the UP, you have to come down to our office for an in-person interview. And then we take a look at a lot of things, and the ability to read and write and speak English, to take a civics exam. So you have to study up on U.S. civics. You have to have good moral character. So all of these things are adjudicated by one of our officers, and they make a final determination, and once you're approved, you come to a ceremony like this, and once you say that oath, those magic words, you're a citizen.
Well, for the new citizens, I mean, that's an enormous opportunity. You know, the estimate is around 70,000 green card holders. So organizations like the Institute and a few others working with Homeland Security, we try to encourage green card holders who are legitimate to become a citizen to take this opportunity, to become engaged.
Today was very emotional for me because I have 2 American children. And now I am an American citizen also, and this is very important for me because both of my sons, they have dual citizenship, and I wanted to become an American. I'm very proud to be an American citizen.
And justice for all.
To learn more about International Institute of Metropolitan Detroit events, visit iimd.org. Over the years, many have raved about Southfield Library services. The library recently welcomed a guest who came from a faraway land who shared the same sentiment. The Southfield Library's influence has extended into international waters, as a visit from an international guest recently confirmed.
Today's program was, we had an international visitor today. His name is Dr. Liviu Dediu, and he's from Romania. He's a librarian there. He's a vice president of a company that is in charge of very many of the libraries there and works as a library catalog company. I don't know how to say it so that it's less technical. But Dr. Dediu was here in the Detroit area to take a look at some local libraries, and we were thrilled to be asked to be one of the libraries that he would come to talk to. He has some ties to Wayne State. Dr. Hermina Angelescu, who is a library science professor there, has been to our library several times and really likes the atmosphere, the ambiance, the type of the way people are treated here. She believes that this is the way a library should be run. So she suggested that he come to our library and take a look around, and I'm happy to say he was very well impressed. Evidently, in Romania, they've been using our library's website, Southfield Public Library's website, to teach library students. And he said that seeing it and being here helped him to understand more of what we have, and it's better in person, which of course makes us feel good.
I visit your library because I know the plans of building from 2001. I was in Detroit in 2001, and I saw the plan and I want to see how this library will be. Then I follow the evolution of your library, and I like it very much. I was keeping in contact with the Professor Hermina Angelescu from Wayne State University in Detroit, and together with her, in time, we have created a training course and also materials, and in that materials we have practical exercises, and the students work with the plans of your library, the zones of your library, how it's organized, and they learn how to create a better library.
To learn more about the Southfield Library, visit their website at southfieldlibrary.org.
Our Job Minute segment hooks up job seekers with employment opportunities. Check out the following.
Position, industrial engineer. Company, Gonzalez Contract Services. Full-time. Responsibilities include AutoCAD, lean manufacturing, and value stream mapping. Qualified candidates must have 5 to 7 years experience and a fundamental understanding of manufacturing techniques. Fax resume to area code 248-548-3160. Position, office assistant. Company, Eternal Life Glory LLC. Full-time. Responsibilities include obtaining and posting rent and miscellaneous income receipts and following up on delinquencies. Qualified candidates will be proficient in propertyware, Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. Email resume to eternallifeglory@gmail.com.
Our Adopt a Pet segment, done in partnership with the Almost Home Animal Shelter, looks to link pets with loving homes. Check out the following.
Name, Adam. Breed, Labrador Retriever, Staffordshire Bull Terrier mix. Up to date on all shots, house trained and spayed. Adam is very friendly and has a very playful personality. He's learning how to walk on a leash and knows how to sit on command.
Name, Aiden. Breed, wire-haired terrier mix. Up to date on all shots, house trained and spayed. Aiden is 2 years old and weighs nearly 30 pounds. He is very sweet, loves to snuggle, and is comfortable around small children. To adopt, fill out an online application by going to almosthomeanimals.org or call 248-200-2695.
This edition of 15 News Planning Ahead looks at various events that Southfield residents should mark on their calendar.
The city of Southfield will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, Thursday, November 22nd through Sunday, November 25th. The city will reopen Monday, November 26th.
The Southfield Chamber of Commerce will present the latest installment of its third Thursday networking series, Thursday, December the 20th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Tango's inside the Westin, located at 1500 Town Center. Call the Southfield Chamber of Commerce at area code 248-557-6661 or 248-796-4161 for further information.
The Southfield Library presents Exploring Africa in Southfield, Wednesday, December 12th, 6 p.m. inside the meeting room. The evening will celebrate the continent of Africa and will immerse attendees in African dance and music and educate them about aspects of the 54 countries that make up the continent. The event will be hosted by Professor Emeritus J. Calvin McCrae. Please feel free to dress in African attire. Call the Southfield Library at 248-796-4224 for further details.
The Southfield Library will present the latest installment of Jazz and Blues at Your Library, Wednesday, December the 19th at 6:30 p.m. inside the meeting room. The featured act will be the Klezmer Fusion Band. There's a $3 admission charge. Call the Southfield Library at area code 248-796-4224 for further details. Well, we've come to the end of another edition of 15 News. You can check for us on the web. To check our Facebook page, log on to facebook.com, search for Southfield Cable 15 and click like. To check for us on YouTube, search for SFD Cable 15 and view the clips.
And for Twitter, log on to twitter.com. Follow us under Southfield Cable and tweet with us. You can view clips of your favorite C15 shows on all the sites and leave us feedback. For 15 News, I'm Joanna Darby.
And I'm Chris Campbell, and we thank you for watching.